So a race to 8 frames. 50 minutes on the match clock. And for the first Pro Series final of 2025, the new era of Ultimate Pool. And Aaron Davies will have the first opportunity. No, he won't. Ian Alli will have the first opportunity. Tough for Aaron Davies.
Spoke too soon.
Yeah.
Let the balls finish, Simon.
Let them finish.
Just let them finish.
And I tell you what, that was a tough watching it on replay. And look at this layout to get going. This should free up Ian nicely.
Well, this will be quite a reversal because Ian Alli's basically been playing matches from, well, that far. He's in the back and in the distance. His opponents have been nearly over the hill. Tom Cousins, the first one when he came back from absolutely nowhere. Shane Thompson looked like he was having a stroll in the park against Ian. And all of a sudden, Ian appeared from out of nowhere and said, "Thank you very much. I'll have that match as well."
Well, you got to think, can we always talk about Ian Alli and his bottle because he handles the pressure situation so well in money matches. He's won 3 straight deciding frames from behind as well. Started off with an 8-2 victory over Dom Cooney, 8-3 over Ryan Pisani, but then it got dicey. Deciding frame against Luke Gilbert, deciding frame against Tom Cousins from behind, deciding frame against Shane Thompson from miles behind. Incredible.
Yeah, well, he's 6-3 down against Tom Cousins, and then the Shane Thompson one, he was, first of all, he's 5-1 down, and then 7-3 down, winning 5 in a row to snatch his place in this final from a bewildered Shane Thompson, who was playing phenomenally well as well.
Yeah, amazing. And Shane went on and played in Pro Series 2 straight afterwards and won 8-0, didn't miss a ball against Christophe Lambert. I think it was one of the best performances that Shane has ever produced with Ultimate Pool. It was incredible. That's the level he was playing at. But Ian was good enough to topple him, and he's going to be good enough to win this opening frame as well. Fully expected to finish there after that break. It was nice and wide open, but you never know how you feel going into a final, going into any match, but that will be a nice settler for Ian Alli, and he'll have the next break as well.
Just got himself a nice cup of coffee, did Ian? Just to sort of wake him up and get him alert in the arena. But I've enjoyed watching him play today. I mean, he's pulled out some fabulous finishes. But it's almost as if at each match, and I'll say it again, he sort of sauntered through the early parts. His opponents have been playing really, really well. And you just think, well, that's the end of it. And then out of absolutely nowhere, it's like suddenly this racing car has appeared, galloping around the table because he knows he hasn't got much time because the match clocks have been towards the end. I mean, the Cousins game, he was 8 seconds left when he potted the black.
Yeah, and he can play at a breakneck speed. He is a quick player as he makes a ball off his first break. When the cue ball hit the top cushion, I thought he was suffering the same fate as Aaron Davies, but half saved by the red. I'm not sure if it would have gone in anyway, but it was close. A tougher layout, though, than he had in the opening frame.
Yeah, he got hold of that too much. He wanted to actually get onto the yellow that's nearest the bag there. Now then, this plant, if it does go, he's going to have to make this. He's going to have to, you see there, he probably have a tiny gap between yellow and cushion. He's got to sort of hit the cue ball into that gap and sort of cut the plant across. Didn't have enough, and well, reds are wide open as well. So we're going to see our first look at Cyborg.
Extension call.
Yeah, it's a nice layout for him to get going on. A couple of shots that Ian's played has just made it a touch easier.
Well, in Aaron's semi-final, what's he done with the cue ball? That is, His heart must have been in his mouth when he brought that back. I was just about to say, his semi-final against Stevie Dempsey, he was miles out in front, and it was Dempsey making the comeback. And also with the crowd, there's a lot of Irish in the crowd, and they were really getting behind Stevie, and you thought the momentum was with him, but he did get out. In the end, did Aaron, and got to the final.
Yeah, you'd think that Aaron would have some good support here. He's a Manchester lad and gets to sleep in his own bed. We're in Wigan. I don't know exactly how far his drive is, but it's not particularly far for him. So it's you'd think that he'd have a decent amount of support out in the arena for this final.
Well, Ian did have a slight opening there with that yellow. It would go into that top corner, so Aaron dodging a slight bullet there. Just having a look at this, it's hampered cueing sort of all round. He could just get to the middle of this cue ball, but he's cueing very close to the yellow. And that's not put him off in any way. The red has a very big pocket up into the top left-hand corner. So if you look at the layout, it's the red that's nearest the black, just below it, which is. Let's see if that goes in off the black. I don't think I want to move it.
No, and he is very good at doubles, so why would he move it? Just play on the double here. Unless he feels that's his way to access the red further up the table.
Well, he obviously fancies it off the black into the middle.
Yeah, the black comes away, cue ball on the side cushion, and then he'll have access to it. It sort of blocks his path, really, otherwise. That's probably why he's thinking that the 8-ball's not going to go dead, you'd think. It's going to hit the jaw and pop into play.
Well, that's the thing, it has to, because if it just glides past the jaw, it goes towards that yellow.
Yeah, the only downside there is obviously he's on the one to top left. But he's going to leave an awkward angle on the last one. You're going to have to play this shot well. I suppose the yellow makes it a big pot. It doesn't look like it does, but maybe it does, and then he can screw it back with a bit more confidence. No, it was a big pocket. He used it on purpose. So really well worked out frame, really, or clearance from Aaron Davies here.
Yeah, nice stuff from Aaron. Carrying on where he left off. Such a clinical player. Careful is what I would sort of describe Aaron. He's very careful what he does with the cue ball.
Yeah, very good. Very good from Aaron Davies. He's up and running. And 1-1. Aaron's been around the Ultimate Pool Pro Game from day one. He made the semi-finals of the very first event, which was the Champions League, ultimately won by Chris Melling. Aaron coming up short in that semi-final rather. But he's always been around the teens, in the rankings. Always, from day one. He's made many quarterfinals, semi-finals. He's been in a couple of finals, but yet to make that breakthrough. So potentially big night for Aaron Davies. He's been tracking.
Yeah, he's a cracking lad as well, Aaron. I've spent time with him last couple of years, at some of the events. We've had the odd beer here and there and a good old natter. He likes his pool shirts. He was quite into that when we were commentating once, and he went into chapter and verse about how Brian Halcrow won the shirt competition.
Yeah, Brian's shirt was fabulous. Well, it's a step better for Aaron on this break, but it's still no good. It's dry this time rather than being kicked in off. But Ali's going to get the first opportunity, but definitely a trickier layout than he had in the opening break from Aaron. 8-ball in an awkward place and clusters across the table.
Red ball's in play.
Was awkward. Back-to-back frames of misses then for Ian Ali.
Extension call.
Wants to leave the angle, and he has. Played it the yellow into the centre, and just having a look now where he wants to contact this. He's got to play this at the correct pace, because if he places softly, he pushes the yellow on the right hand side, he'll stick it to the cushion. So he wants a bit of patience to this. Well, I'll tell you what, he'll take that.
It's actually come out okay, isn't it? He makes one in the centre at breakneck speed. He's on this yellow, well, he's on both yellows here, but he looked at a good enough angle on the one to bottom corner to leave an angle to go up the table. Of course, there's still lots of work here with the 8-ball being where it is. But he's in shape for now.
Yeah, he's just come out enough here. He's left himself a thin cut into the right hand centre, but he can get the cue ball up towards the top rail and attack those two yellows. If he'd been any shorter, it'd have been clattering into the red. Doesn't want to be straight. He's okay.
That doesn't look good at first glance. Hampered queuing and straight, not ideal. Does he have any angle to play with?
I think he could probably get the tip of his cue to the side of that red. So he can definitely screw back to the side rail and have a straight black down into the bottom corner.
Still a tricky 8-ball, but from where he was when he got to the table, excellent effort to get this far. This is as good as he could hope to be on this 8-ball. Never in doubt, in all honesty. He looks very good out there, does Aaron. He started very sharp, certainly. He started the sharper of the two players. Ian's missed a couple in the early running here. It was a kind of smooth sailing on day one for Aaron. He kind of went under the radar, very smooth performances. 8-2 over Josh Duaz, 8-6 over Luke McAvoy in his first pro event, and 8-4 over Zach Shepherd. And he would have gone into all three of those matches on paper, at least as the favourite. But it's today where things have really turned. This morning, beating Craig Waddingham in that dramatic 6-red shootout, coming from the brink. And then obviously beating Stevie Dempsey in the semi-finals in what was a very roller coaster ride of a match. And he's going to get first opportunity in frame 4. Cue ball's always tracking, gets a little tickle, and in it goes.
But this has been the pattern of Ian Alli's day. He gets 3, 4, even 5 frames behind before he decides, right, time to start playing again then.
What lead do I want to give my opponent in this one?
Yellow ball's in play.
Shows the evolution of Ultimate Pool and Aaron, certainly within Ultimate Pool. There would have been some blind panic there in year 1 with the clock already beeping down. He hadn't made his decision on where to put the cue ball, but that was very calm. Did he want to get to left centre? Just thinking out loud, if he got to left centre, then he can go left centre, one over the bottom corner, get the one at the top of the table to get onto the one on the right hand side, and one at the bottom to get on the 8 ball. May not have gone that way.
I think thankfully for Aaron's sake that everything's pretty spread out, so he's not got any little tight areas he has to manoeuvre into.
The only thing I was thinking was the yellow that's nearest the red, that the one he's on now connects to. Does it pass the other yellow to the bottom corner, which is why I thought he would have wanted to clear those 3 and essentially get him where he is now with only 2 balls and the 8 ball left. But maybe it passes, or maybe he's happy with the plant.
He's definitely playing the plant, but I'm not quite sure about this because he thought he went beneath it. Well,
So
when I looked at the plant, I thought, well, the second yellow is going to go further up the table, and it all depends where the cue ball lands. But, well, wasn't expecting that.
So I do think that shot when it came down the table, I do think he was playing for left centre to kind of get to the bottom of the table to clear that before going up and reconnecting it all round. So slightly loose positional shot perhaps early in the visit, hurts him late in the visit.
Just pop this one into the centre off the yellow, push that yellow out of the way. And there's clear paths everywhere now for Ian. He's about 1 to 500 here to make this 2-2.
Doesn't like the angle, he's just going away from the red. Drops it in dead weight. I think he wouldn't have too much of a problem. Looks like he's going to go up and down.
Yeah, just checked it off the 2 cushions, a bit aside.
He probably could have got to where he is now without needing to go up and down the table. But the reason you do what Ian did was simply because he was tracking into a great position where he's running away from a great position, doing it the other way around.
Yeah, I think also the way Ian strikes the cue ball, he likes to hit a ball, if you like, that, not dolly the ball into the pocket. It's more of the way he just cues through. Just happy with that shot, as I would be as well, rather than a very slow roll into a pocket. I trust myself more and my arm more if I've hit a firmer shot.
Yeah, you're not a player that enjoys the floaty touch shots. You like the punchy kind of shots, and Ian's the same.
I just trust my arm more playing that way. I feel I strike the ball more precisely, whereas if I'm playing a very slow roll through, or like just a floaty,
Can bring in deceleration and
and then it's just a weak shot, and then I've made far more mistakes playing softer shots than I have belting a ball.
2-2, 34.06 to play. Both players have made an error. Ian's had a couple, actually. That was Aaron's first. Cue ball. I guess it's 1-1. His cue ball in the opening frame did not deserve to be kicked in off. This time you can argue that cue ball was dangerously close, so kind of maybe a touch of fortune, but he's had a brilliant layout off this break.
Well, it's all the yellows have got out of the way of the reds.
Do you think he'll go reds here?
There's a strong possibility. I mean, if you're in Ali, you just do not want to see a break like that from your opponent. I mean, you can't even invent or imagine ways that Aaron should miss this.
You're sat in your chair already mentally thinking about your next break at 3-2 down. If he got a chance in this frame, it would be a huge bonus for him. Back when you played, Tony, could you get yourself into that mindset of playing top players that they were meant to hold their breaks, so therefore, you know, if you got a chance on their turn, did it feel different?
Not especially. The game back then was, the tables were a lot slower, where you'd have more dry breaks than you do now, and the balls, you get less balls. Your average break, you put 1 or 2. Now you can get like 3s and 4s, and just the speed of the tables just also lends itself to open play.
And rule sets kind of lent themselves to slightly more of a negative version of the game as well. So you're less likely to take on a finish, or certainly your opponents potentially. I mean, you were always taking on a finish.
And the other balls, they were a bit lighter.
Yeah.
Especially the cue ball. If you have to play top and move the cue ball from one end of the table to the other, you'd have to take a run up.
As expected, Aaron is going to float through this one for the break clearance and get himself back in front.
Yes, Aaron Davies, come on the boy.
They hear the support in the crowd for Aaron.
I'm very impressed with how calm Aaron's been. I know he's been in this situation many times before and had plenty of deep runs with ultimate pool, but you feel like the closer you get, you kind of need to make that breakthrough, don't you? You don't want to keep getting there and keep falling at the final hurdles. So far looks incredibly calm out there and very poised, and okay, made an error, but you're playing sport, you are going to make the odd error here and there.
I was just about to say, decent cue ball that he got hold of there until that ball kicked the cue ball into the centre pocket. It's an unlucky one there for Ian.
Felt like he took a little bit off this. I mean, there's still plenty of power, of course, but he lost the cue ball on the previous break, and you felt like he just timed it and didn't give it as much power, but got the perfect cue ball. A complete disaster. Only saving grace is that it was dry anyway, so it would have been Aaron's shot. It's just cue ball in hand anywhere behind the break line, anywhere in the kitchen.
Yellow ball's in play.
You can see the back end of his finish. He's already worked it out. Left centre, the one under his arm. Right centre, 8 ball bottom left. all connect together. And that's perfect.
It's all very clean from Aaron's point of view at the moment. Looks like the way he plays. It's very placed. Where he puts his body, where he puts his legs, and just a little meticulous routine that he goes through and addresses each shot. And that's perfect.
So this will be the first bit of separation in the match. With this 8-ball, Aaron Davies will go 2 in front. Break clearance, reverse clearance from 2-2. He gets himself to the halfway mark in the match.
Aaron's supporters getting a little louder as he makes one more step nearer the finishing line. It's almost as if he sat there telling himself inside to keep calm, keep calm. It's only a final.
It's just another match. It's just another match. It's just another chance. It's just another ball. It's just another pot. If you keep knocking on the door hard enough, eventually it will open. He's been in many finals. He was in a world final. He's been in plenty of deep runs with Ultimate Pool. Was in the one of the latter stages Pro Series finals last year. That was against Sean Chipperfield. I think that was that Pro Series, I want to say 8 last year. Might have been 6.
Yeah, he's a very tough nut to crack. I mean, he's Mr. Consistent. You know what you're going to get with Aaron, and it's always a solid performance. You don't see anything erratic or poor. You know, it's always he's there and thereabouts.
Oh, and he's got another lovely chance here. Yeah, break has gone well. He's getting he had a very unlucky opening break, but since then he is getting the better of the break. There's no doubt about that. And the chances he's getting off the break are very good as well. If the red goes through the gap of the 8-ball and yellow, you'd love to be reds, but he might not have a good opener.
I don't like that little cluster of 3, though, to be fair, just right at the blue spot of reds.
Yeah.
But then, if the 2 yellows that are near the black were dead straight plant, I'd like them more, I suppose. But
yeah, I think the red probably does go through the gap to the bottom right, but he's chosen yellows anyway. The red does pass through the gap to left centre, but yellows all have pockets as well. There is, just like you say, the couple close together.
Yeah, he's got to play that little plant now because he's going to push the second yellow up towards the top left-hand corner. So he wants to play that shot while the yellow's near that right-hand middle, because that leads you back round the table to come downstairs again. In fact, it'll probably be the finishing 2 balls. So now your last ball has to be the yellow that's over the right-hand middle, which is the one now to the left of the black is the key ball.
Are you happy if you were just dropping the one in? Well, so if he has to go left centre now to leave the one bottom left, are you happy with the thin angle at the top? Probably not. You can make it work, but it's not perfect.
I think he's okay. I mean, I dropped this in dead weight. You can just pull the cue ball into the rail slightly when you come up the table now when you place your screw shot. It just slides behind the black.
I suppose you swing it 2 cushions, get a tracer right hand side, so
yeah,
you're getting the cue ball banged to the middle of the table, and you've got an acre of room, haven't you?
And that's fine. You just don't want to leave yourself a really thin angle now on the yellow in the middle. And he's played that perfectly. And he's going to get himself a 3-frame cushion. So we're going to be in proper Ian Ali land now, where he's 3 behind.
Three behind with Aaron, 3 from victory. 3 straight off the break for Aaron Davies. 2 off his own, 1 off Ian's. Ian needs his break to turn up. I know he keeps making these comebacks, but he needs his break to deliver.
It's been a pattern all day. Ian Ali has won 2 one-sided pool matches when he hasn't been the one that's been mainly at the table.
Against players playing great.
Absolutely. I mean, Shane Thompson in particular is the best I've seen him play for God knows how long, couple of years.
Yeah, agreed. He's been fantastic this weekend. Has Shane yet get himself silverware, as he'll be back tomorrow for Pro Series 2. Needed his break to get going, and it has. He's made a ball. Now has that little bump on the red, the secondary bump, just got in front of the 8 ball and made this a much higher tariff finish than it perhaps could have been, because these yellows look an absolute joy. You might have the angle straight away to deal with the problem. The only ball that is a problem is the 8 ball. There's enough. It doesn't look like it from main camera, but you think there's enough room to play the yellow into left centre and just let feather off the red, just to open up the 8 ball? No, so he's happy with the 8 ball where it is then. Is he just happy to take it down the table?
Yeah, I think so. He's going to leave that yellow near that middle bag to get on the black and play it into the bottom corner. No fuss for Ian Ali. And in goes the black. And the deficit is cut to 2 frames very rapidly indeed.
Finally gets a ball off his break, and he makes use of it. Both playing at a high standard now. A couple of errors from Ian. He's missed a pot, and a error from Aaron early in the match. Ian's came in frames 2 and 3. Aaron's in frame 4. Since then, everything off the break. Another good break from Aaron. More work this time than the last couple. A lot more work than the last couple.
Yeah, it's certainly messy at the right-hand side of the table. Down towards the bottom right-hand corner. Where the black is, a couple of yellows, red parked behind them. Another little bit of a mess up at the top left-hand side. So if I was going to take these out, it's going to be some fast shooting indeed. You solved one problem.
Must have a pretty good plan for the top. So he's thinking red off yellow, top left, opens everything up. I was thinking he's got problems at the bottom and top, so maybe he's going to pull back, but he's obviously very happy with the yellow at the top of the table. He's just got to try and get somewhere up near, like what, 6 inches above the break line.
Well, maybe the yellow at the very top goes past the red into the top right-hand corner. We know the other yellow does, but does the yellow, the lowest one of the two, maybe creep off the red into that corner? When you look at the overhead, it might just slide in where those two reds are, the top left-hand corner. It might just slide in off the furthest red, and it would open up that pocket for the other yellow. We're going to find out very shortly. Well, he's looking at the other way. So the other yellow I'm thinking about off the other red. It goes into that corner and opens up the pocket.
That's the way I thought he was going to play it, simply only because of the way he was pointing his cue earlier in the visit. But I guess you're right. You could go either way round, couldn't you?
Well, this is a huge shot for Aaron Davies here. Gets this and gets this frame 2 away from the title. Oh, didn't want that runaway red to come and bump the cue ball there.
He's okay. I think he can clip the yellow into left centre. For a second there, he thought he was going to be on nothing because he could see the cue ball not going to land on the one to bottom left. But I think he can clip the one into left centre, so he's no problem. May not be close to the next ball. Doesn't need to be close to the next ball.
Well, that was a friendly bump indeed.
Yeah, reaction from Ian as well. Can't quite tell how big the reaction was, but immediately a raise of the hand from Cyborg just to acknowledge he's had a touch of fortune there.
Well, this simple black ball for 6-3. Aaron Davies. And in it goes, and he's 2 away. And his fans, probably family and friends, are getting it just another notch louder.
If he does go on to complete this, it'll be fully deserved the way he's gone through and plugged away with ultimate pull. He's on the brink here, 2 frames, and he will have achieved his first pro title. He'll be around for a long, long time. Well, Aaron, you expect him to win many, but you've got to win your first before you can get going, and it feels like it's been coming for a long time.
Just a little grin there. He's starting to show a little bit, maybe of emotion. Still lots to do, but afforded himself a smile. No smiles yet for Ian Alli.
Does he have an opener? It's a great break, probably his best break of the match. Power and control this time. Oh, he's only got this delicate little dinker on the yellows. Yeah, nicely played. And these yellows now are good. He does have to just work his way around the reds, but there's room and there's connections.
He just runs this yellow in now. Cue ball bumps into the red.
I'm really surprised he played into the yellow there. I was with you. You just fall into the red. You
Yeah.
got straight yellow to bottom left, and then you stop. But he's played into it.
He's okay.
Yeah, came out fine. I was just surprised because we saw Ian in a couple of previous chances, really work hard to keep it clean and not have to move anything if he didn't need to. But and this occasion he decided to, how he saw it.
Yeah, this is Ian Alli all over. Hanging in the match. Just there. Not too far behind.
2 behind while Aaron's 2 away, but at the moment everything is going from whoever gets the opportunity off the break. If it continues like this, Ian is going to need help. He's going to need a drive break or an in-off break from Aaron.
But that's what's happened in his last 2 matches. Cousins waiting off a break, went dry. Shane Thompson started going dry from nowhere. All of a sudden his break started working. Ian Alli, the balls were coming out, and all of a sudden Ian Alli he was galloping around the table because we were getting into the 15 seconds of shot, so he's running around the table and he wasn't missing.
Yeah, things can turn. But it is 3 straight break clearances for Aaron Davies. Here he is with his 6th break of the match. And he makes a ball. In fact, he makes a couple. And yeah, they're going to stop okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So what's befallen Cousins and Thompson before him is not happening to Aaron Davies at this moment in time. And the Reds are there for Aaron to get himself on the hill. Nice little shot there, just pushing the black ball towards that corner. That makes everything very easy now. So just got to pot this ball over the bag, get the cue ball up to the top of the table, and there shouldn't be any problems at all. And really, we are looking at 7-4. And Aaron Davies would just be 1 frame away from lifting the pro title.
Slightly awkward. Being hampered now. Could go for the one top right if there's enough of it peeking out, but I think he's playing top left, which means he is right over the top of the yellow.
Come on.
Just completely relentless this from Aaron. 4 straight break finishes from 2-2. Really taking it to Ian Alli.
Yes, Aaron Davies. Come on. Right.
Just the one mistake in the match in frame 4. And even has time and calm enough in his chair to have a little smile and chat to a couple of his supporters.
Yeah, he'll just be thinking, one more chance, one more frame.
And he won't even be thinking about it in the next. He'll be just thinking about his next break. Bonus if he gets to play in this next frame coming up. He'll be thinking one more break clearance. And he's achieved what he has been trying to achieve for 5 years. He will get a chance here in this one. First opportunity to win the title.
As Ali glances at the table to see what he's left, and it's a look of real disappointment because Aaron Davies is going to have a good opportunity now to lift this title. The heart will be racing.
Yeah, just got to see his pattern. This one's a little bit more congested than the last couple, but everything still has a pocket. Everything still has a way here. It's just seeing your pattern that he's done so well throughout this match.
The one thing is he's not going to have to do it at breakneck speed because we're not down at the 15 seconds of shot. So Aaron can play at his normal pace.
Mistake. Hope for Ian Alli and his supporters.
Can he see the thin edge of the red beneath and the yellow at the bottom of the table? Can he cut it into that bottom left-hand corner? Couldn't see enough to pot it.
And the cue ball just drifts that extra turn to allow Ian Alli sight of a yellow to left centre. 2 rolls less, and Aaron's happy with his safety shot. But now it's an opportunity for Ian. You feel like Ian's going to have to take 4 straight visits to win this one. This would be the first one. Great shot there from Ian Alli. Place now the yellow that's to the left of the black into the right hand centre pocket. That's where we're going next. Well, is the black ball only available in that right hand centre? Comfortably goes left centre, doesn't it? Which you can get to. This is the shot though, just to bring it back. Just gets the action with ease, doesn't he? Barely touched it and it zipped back. Very good from Ian Alli. Hold his nerve. That wasn't as easy a counter as he made it look. Right now, both players are sitting on 2 mistakes apiece, but Aaron Davies, importantly, has the advantage and still remains 1 away. Has the break in the next, and he's on a run of 4 straight break clearances. 1 more and he'll have his first title.
Well, this is sort of where it all went wrong for Cousins and Thompson against Ian Alli. All of a sudden, it was the dry break right towards the end. when they've been having great break and finishes, Shane Thompson in particular. So, can Aaron Davies break that mould?
.11.09 to play, so we're going to get to the 15 seconds a shot in this frame, which can make it even mixier out there. Oh, he's saved, but it's dry. It's Ian Alli time.
This cue ball was flying towards that corner, that red stopped it, but
It wasn't far away from the right centre either.
no, it wasn't.
But dry. First dry break in 5 for Aaron Davies. Ian Alli. He's thinking right now, next time you touch the table, Aaron, you're breaking in a decider.
Not landed great. Very thin cut into the centre with the red.
This might work out though. Depends where the yellow goes, but it might pop everything into play. It did. May have made the 8 ball slightly harder. Something a look to see whether it would squeeze past the yellow. He could use the yellow potentially, but it's not a big pocket as such.
And now we do enter the 15 seconds of shot time as well.
15-second shot clock now in play.
And this has been when Ian Alli's been at his very, very best, when the pace has had to quicken. Well, I said earlier, when Ian Alli was playing Shane Thompson, could lightning strike twice because he'd already done it to Tom Cousins, but surely not 3 times in 3 matches in a row. Surely not.
Right now, Ian Alli's thinking absolutely yes. Hit the ball with such authority. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. 1 in it. Ian Alli has the break in the next. 2 frames remain in this match. We're in the final 10. We're at 15 seconds a shot. And we are very much in Ian Alli time. He has done this twice already. And he is looking to try and make it 3 for 3 on the day. Tony, what was he? It's 6-3 down to Tom Cousins.
6-3 Tom Cousins, 7-3 Shane Thompson.
Incredible. Incredible.
And he's been at 6-3 and 5-2 here.
What was he at when Aaron got to 7? That's 2 straight, isn't it? So it was 7-4. Needs a ball, gets a ball. Does he have an opener?
He does. I think you can see the red over the middle.
Oh, we're going to a decider here. I'm not giving Ian this, but the way he's played in this match, this is as good as he could hope for. This is the layout he was looking for. The pressure is ramping up on Aaron Davies.
Red ball's in play.
Well, he tried to move that, I'm sure.
Not sure if he needed to, but that's what he was trying to do, and he was a little bit fortunate not to going off in the centre. This pulls up. If this pulls up, he's okay. It's just pulled up in time. He's going to make positional aspect of this shot tricky, but he is on the red. Oh, what a shot.
Oh,
it's just brilliant from me and Ali. It really is.
well, if he goes on, this will be known as the weekend. The comeback at the park. Unbelievable. They could be renaming it the Ian Ali Arena.
Here we go.
Just incredible. Just incredible. Never knows when he's beaten. For the third time today, he has come from the brink to get himself, well, one frame away from the title. That was an excellent shot. It really was. And Ian Ali has taken us the full distance here.
He's been absolute box office all day for his comeback. So I don't think I've ever seen it. Well, certainly not. I haven't seen it 3 times in a row anywhere. I don't think I've seen it twice. There's been some incredible comebacks I've seen over my years of playing this game, but this is just another level. It's ridiculous. What must be going through Aaron's mind now? Because he's been sat there waiting for quite some time now to just get his one frame, and he's had a chance.
He's had one chance for the title. Final break of the Pro Series 1 2025. He makes a ball, and the cue ball is going to stay on the table, but it is a messy frame. But Aaron Davies will get the first opportunity. As hush comes over the arena. Second glance, these reds aren't too bad, are they? They're doable.
No, they're not.
Or is he thinking yellows? I can't believe he's thinking. He must be thinking reds.
I don't know what he's thinking, but I'd be thinking, please let me get out of this arena. It's like nerves must be right to the end.
You just got to have that clarity of thought, haven't you, under the utmost pressure. When he arrived at the arena yesterday, if you offered him a chance for a break clearance in a deciding frame of the final, before a ball was hit, you'd take it. But the way he's got hit, the pressure is at its absolute maximum. Question for me is, can you get to the potting angle of the red nearest right centre? And then if you can, there is actually a way to access all the reds. It's not easy. It's far from easy. It's a long way short from what he would love to have.
But the angle is there, and I mean, one big pot here and the right kick.
Oh, perfect. Perfection from Aaron Davies. It's now in his own hands.
Yeah, that was such a good shot from Aaron. He could not have played that any better. He must be absolutely churning inside. He's just got to roll this in and push that yellow away from the black.
And he now knows inside the job is done. Just has to make the final 2 balls. You can see it. Ian has come so far. Had to come from behind 3 times. Comes up just short. As Aaron Davies is a Pro Series champion for the first time. What a match. Just incredible. Both players playing just an unbelievable standard of pool, and look what it means to him. He has been so close so many times over the last 5 years, but he finally makes the breakthrough. What a performance, Tony, from Aaron Davies.
Absolutely phenomenal. And I'll tell you what, I'm so pleased for the man, and just look what it means to him. I mean, he's such a nice guy, is Aaron, and he's played phenomenal all weekend. So unlucky to Ian Ali, and he's been just brilliant to watch. But it was just one bridge too far, and Aaron Davies, well, superb. That's all I can say. That man should take a bow. He's been brilliant.
And look, I mean, the poise and calm he's shown throughout the whole match and the whole tournament, coming from the brink against Craig Waddingham. Perhaps Craig Waddingham missed a trick to eliminate him, but the magic against Craig. But he never showed a flicker of emotion in that match, and that was what was built up inside. It means so much to him. Just incredible. He's been close so many times, but he is finally a Pro Series champion. Absolutely incredible. Only last thing to do is crown him. Let's send it down to Stephen in the arena.